locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
Fake Democrat, MAGA-loving wolf in sheep clothing. Scott Cologne. His mouth is moving, but he's a black lying Mississippi attorney. Yes, another Mississippi attorney endorsed by Congressman Benny Thompson. And he wants to distract you long enough for you to vote for him and send him to Washington, D.C. There's a real Democrat out there providing hope for Mississippi. And because she doesn't have a major endorsement or goes by the title attorney, she's considered the underdog. Priscilla Williams Till does not scratch where it doesn't itch, like her fake Democrat MAGA voting opponent, Scott Cologne. Remember Priscilla Williams Till in March at the polls. Priscilla Williams Till is fighting to rebuild Mississippi from the ground up, and she has never voted for a government shutdown where your EBT and food stamps will be affected like attorney Scott MAGA-loving Cologne has. Priscilla Williams Till campaign is built on a simple truth. When Mississippians are healthy, educated, and living in communities with clean water and strong infrastructure, our state thrives. Don't fall for the lies. Scott Cologne is fake. Priscilla Williams Till is the underdog, but she is the real Democrat in this race. Let's hear from Priscilla.
Voted in their primary and also registered as a Republican in there. So we know without a shadow of a doubt that Mr. Cologne should not be running in this Democratic election for the United States Senator. Registered as a Republican. If he knows that he should not have been running and he tried to trick the Democratic voters, then he should be held accountable for that.
I am Pam Ghostin, owner and creator of Candle Dessert Lounge, Mississippi's finest dessert and drink candles that are hand poured right here in DeSoto County. Our motto is dessert and drinks, 0 calories. We strive to create a vivid imagination of the delicious gourmet desserts and tropical drinks by offering a sweet and zesty vibe with an experience that ignites both your taste buds and sense of creativity. We also do candle making parties, whether it's for a private party, birthdays, anniversary, bachelor or bachelorette parties, business team building. We can do a party for any occasion. For more information, call 662-460-5035. Also, check out our website at candledessertlounge.bigcartel.com. If you're looking for those one-of-a-kind gifts, our candles are perfect for you.
Hello everyone, this is Melissa Shumpert with Melissa Fashion. Come out to our store location. We're waiting to pack those orders and see your smiling faces at 850 North Gloucester Street, Suite 3, Tupelo, Mississippi, 38804. And always you can shop online at melipifashion.com.
Tune in to the Mack Man Morning Show.
Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the Mack Man Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9
I am Pam Ghostin, owner and creator of Candle Dessert Lounge, Mississippi's finest dessert and drink candles that are hand poured right here in DeSoto County. Our motto is dessert and drinks, 0 calories. We strive to create a vivid imagination of the delicious gourmet desserts and tropical drinks by offering a sweet and zesty vibe with an experience that ignites both your taste buds and sense of creativity. We also do candle making parties, whether it's for a private party, birthdays, anniversary, bachelor or bachelorette parties, business team building. We can do a party for any occasion. For more information, call 662-460-5035. Also, check out our website at candledessertlounge.bigcartel.com. If you're looking for those one-of-a-kind gifts, our candles are perfect for you.
Tune in to the Mac Man Morning Show.
Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the Mac Man Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there.
and to give us an opportunity to. I was trying to give us an opportunity to get something else that I was looking for. We have some things. I would say that are really disturbing about these ICE agents. There's a pastor in Minnesota that's an ICE agent, got a church, and I'm not for all the going up in church and disrupting things. I'm not for it. I mean I'm not for it. But let me see if I can get this here. All right, brother Lee Mack is here with me. And I wanted to just look at this for a minute now. They had an they went to the church and they went to protest the man. He was the pastor of the church. And they arrested the advocate here. As you see, they look like us. We're back in the fight, but that's okay. And they're saying that they shouldn't have went in the folks' church. The protesters shouldn't have went in the man's church and told him shame on him or whatever. He's an ICE agent. He's a pastor at a church, St. Paul Church in Minnesota. I don't know. It's not Catholic. I'm not trying to put them out there, but it's public knowledge what it is. What do you think? I got brother Lee Mack here, our co-host of the Mac Man Morning Show. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can bring you in. Did I bring you in, Lee? Let me see. Hold on a second. Say grand rising to everybody, brother Lee.
Great day and new beginning.
All right, brother Lee. I'm gonna leave that box up there about the protests in the church. I want you to talk about, but I want you to expound upon also about the storm and what's going on up in the north where you are. Brother Lee is in the Illinois region, Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, and the Midwest area. And he can tell us a little bit more. We're getting ready to get hit pretty hard here, Lee. Give us a little bit of what's going on there with you.
Well, the weather wise, it's pretty cold. I mean, when I mean pretty cold, it's below zero. It gets minus 1, 2, 3, 4 degrees right now. It's cold. It's very cold. It's if you stay outside too long, and what I mean too long, you can't be out there more than I'd say 15, 20 minutes. Don't stand out there unless you have to. There are people that have to work, during this time, no matter what the weather is. But in Chicago, we're used to this kind of weather. This is not unusual for us. We get this all the time. So, in the regions that are not used to this weather, yeah, this would be a problem. But, ever since I can remember, I can go back as far as since I've been in Chicago, which was all my life, it's been this kind of weather. We get a lot of cold, we get snow, we get it all. We get all four of the seasons all the time every year. So we're not shocked. We have the coats and the hats and the gloves and the underwears and all of that. We keep that going because we expect it in
Because we
January.
prepared.
Oh,
Yeah.
in January, February, even some of March, it gets cold. We even get snow in April, so
Mhm.
we're pretty much ready for the weather. So I wouldn't. We're not shocked.
Right.
People just know to just be prepared and just have the things that they need to. But you're talking about the homeless people. Well, I'm talking about
Yeah.
including the homeless people. The people are less fortunate. There's people that have homes that don't have heat. So those are the people we should be thinking about, not the people that have the things that they need to get through. It's people that don't have a place to stay, the people that are living under old underpasses, and what I call an underpass is a bridge. People living on the street, on the sidewalks, in cardboard and whatever they can get. Some don't even have cardboard; they just have just whatever they can to get through it. So those are the people we should be concerned about, not the people that can endure, but it's people that out here that can't. You know, the
I
hot
want to
food.
ask you something real quick though, brother Lee. And in saying that, I know that Chicago and the metropolitan areas, we got salt trucks, and we had to go to school anywhere. We with a blizzard, it had to really be really rough, and really had to be cold for them to close the schools. But then I was talking about earlier about Mississippi not being able to meet the demand, man. I mean, where Ma lives and where our folks live. Where we base that. We got the provisions, but then it again, they don't have the provisions, and it just and the state of Mississippi has the money. And I was telling people, you got to talk to your folks and let them know, cause Lee, this is a major issue. You remember the old. I mean, you remember the ice storm they had back in '93 down in Mississippi. The one talk about that and how long it took for them to get our folks from down there and everything, and how serious it was. Go ahead, Lee.
Well, yeah, in the region that you're in Mississippi and Missouri and Arkansas and places like that are not used to this kind of weather. And when you have an ice storm such as that in that region, they're not prepared. They don't use salt because they don't keep it. They don't have allocated for salt for the roads or any kind of necessary things that people need, because they don't understand that this kind of weather can be deadly. And that's the thing. When it gets below zero or close to it, though you're talking about 10, 20, 30 degrees, it's cold to them. It's cold to you guys down there, and it can kill. Cold weather can kill, and especially down there when you're not prepared. Up here, we're prepared for it. The people that
Yeah,
have
man.
the
Because
necessities.
if you get zero down here, Lee, we talking about sleet. It's going to rain first, then it's going to sleet, and it's going to sleet up until all day, all night tonight, all day and all night tomorrow, and might cut off in the afternoon. Plus, it's going to be the cold temperatures are coming. That cold is coming. You right. Cold weather will. Go ahead, brother Lee.
Well, the thing is that uh, when you see sleet down there, when they say sleet, people trying to understand what is that. That's freezing rain. It's rain that freezes, and snow come with it, and it freezes into like a slush. And just like it's a slush, like you're eating those slushies, is that? But that's what's on the ground, and your tires, the streets, the roads are not used to that, and you can't stop out there, and you're walking on it, and you're slipping and falling, and it's just so it's unnatural for that kind of weather to be down there. So people can really get damaged. You can have accidents. You can slip and fall. You can hit your cars and trucks can go off the road into to the ditches and you can unalive yourself and unalive somebody else without
There's a
even.
lot of jackknives and everything. It's kind of
Yeah.
tell us about that though, brother Lee. That how the brother truckers that are out there, man, trying to get the food in and trying to do things, and how this weather impacts those that our brothers and sisters out there riding, driving those trucks. Talk about that a little
Well,
bit if you
well,
can.
the thing is that truck drivers, it could be a straight truck, it could be a tractor trailer. It could be one of those trucks. It could be all those. You know what, driving in those roads, you got to be very careful, and cars jump in front of those trucks all the time because those trucks are giving you a lot of space, and then people think that's an opportunity to get in front of a truck and get ahead of a truck, but you don't want to get ahead of a tractor trailer or any kind of big vehicle because they need a lot of room to stop. That's why they create a lot of room, a lot of space in front of other vehicles because they need They need that space to stop. When they put their foot on the brake, they need a lot of room to stop. You jump in front of them and don't give them that room, then it's an opportunity for a catastrophe. So that's the thing. When you see a truck out there, get out the way. Like I forgot that song when they says get out the way, move. And that's the thing. You got to get out the way.
Yeah.
You got to move. And that's what people should understand. When you see a truck out there, it's not an opportunity to jump in front of it because you see some space. I
That's
get
true.
out the way. Stay as far away from that truck as you
That's true.
possibly can because he can't stop. And the thing, if he hits his brakes, it's gonna kill you and another cars all around you. So don't think you're trying to be smart by jumping in front of a truck with a lot of room in front of it. You're being careless and reckless. That's what I have
Yeah.
to say.
Well, yeah. So, just we're gonna take a quick break. I got another something I want you to talk about. Lee, they had the things are going on in Minnesota. This was kind of I wanted to get your opinion on this. I'm glad that you always here, but I'm glad that you are. Man, they went into the church. The ICE agent was a pastor. I'm gonna line it up for you. The pastor of the church is an ICE agent, and they found out that the man was an ICE agent, and they went to the church, and up in the church hooting and hollering. My man, fellow reporter Don Lemon, they were getting ready to sue him and everything because he was reporting the news. But I want to ask you, what do you think about how far is too far? And we'll be right back in a little bit. I got Brother Lee Mack, our co-host here, and we're going to talk about few things. Welcome to all of our listeners on Hot Talk Radio and television. We'll be right back in a little bit. We're just going to pay homage to our sponsors.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
Tune in to the MacMan Morning Show.
Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the MacMan Morning Show. Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there.
And we'll welcome you back to the MacMan Morning Show. Grand Rising. Great day to all of you that have been listening and tuning in. From the bushes to the ones that are in the chat, like say Grand Rising to all of you all that are listening. I know that some of you are at work. Some of you are preparing for this weather, and we ask that you please be careful. Prepare now and get your provisions that you need. And we're going to continue to stay on. That's our leading major story, and we might have to come back in on this afternoon as the storm progresses and to find out how people are doing and want to hear from you. It is our responsibility as broadcasters to do what we're doing. This is going to affect a large segment of our population. Millions and millions of people are going to be affected. They're going to be in the dark. Um, we're just saying be prepared for power outages and for trees down and things because they snap, and the cold weather will make those trees. And in wooded areas and forest areas like we have in the South, you got to really be careful, especially Shelby County, all of those, as Brother Lee was talking about, the homeless. There are people that do not have proper shelter. And if you know who they are, please, please let the authorities know. Let the authorities deal with them. They got to bring everybody in. Dreadfully dangerous cold temperatures are coming that we do not, and people in the South are not used to. Um, you can say all you want to, but this is the hawk is coming and he bringing all his children. You better believe that, and I mean that. And those y'all that know what the hawk is, that's that wind that comes through the buildings, and you know that thing comes through is because this is the hawk times 50. It is coming, and it's already below zero in Chicago in the north, and Milwaukee have reported below zero temperatures. Michigan, Detroit, Ohio, also in Iowa. So you know that that northern part, that cold air is coming. And I just can't emphasize it enough. But I got Brother Lee Mack here. We're going to talk. I want to ask him. It's right now. It's 9:58 a.m. I wanted to ask him. I had saw this here uh, they mentioned something about this pastor was a ICE agent, and they found out where his church was, Brother Lee, and they went down there, and the St. Paul Church there in Minnesota, and they went down there and they disrupted service and called the man all kind of names and saying shame and everything like that. Now, um, I don't know, they were just talking all, they was protesting up in the church service. And the man, the preacher, they say, well, the preacher shouldn't be no ICE agent or whatever the case may be. We know some people in law enforcement, even in our families and things like that, Brother Lee. And I know it may be difficult that position. But can you comment on this situation? Now, I know you might not have gotten the full brief from me neither, but I saw it, and they arrested some people, but the Iceman was the preacher. So, what you think about that, Brother Lee? I just want to ask. That's all. Come
Well,
on with it.
well, I would say this: every job is not a good job. Just because he has a job, so-called job in law enforcement, so-called law enforcement, what law is he enforcing? See, this is the thing. Just because you wear a uniform, that don't mean you're doing good work. And we see this man, he's a ICE agent. So he's giving up the confidence of the people to the enemy, and allowing this to happen. Actually, not allowing, he was a perpetrator. When I mean the just because you work for the government, that doesn't mean you're doing good things. That agency is set up to do dirt. And they do the work of the devil. And we talking about, just because he wears a uniform and says he represents the government, or he may represent the government at this time, and he's giving up the confidence of the people and for an unlawful law. See, we got to understand that this is an unjust law. Every law the government puts out is not a good law. Every law that the government puts out, or every agent that the government puts on the street, every police officer on the street is not doing the work of the people, not for the people, not by the people, they're not doing that kind of work just because they say they represent the government, which represents the people. The thing is, it says to serve and protect the people. You serve the people. They don't even do that. See, that's the understanding. We're going to get back to this reverend that's a nice agent, giving up the confidence of the people in that church itself. And that is a shameful thing to do. That's a travesty to the people. That's a travesty to human nature. That's a travesty that the human beings that's walking this earth when you can give up the confidence of the people and they trust the trust of the people. Yeah, Don Lemon, I've seen him talk about that very subject. He was there and they tried to create some problems for him, and he's a reporter. He was not a protester, he was a reporter. And they want to try to get him caught in a web of nonsense. And he's saying that, look, I'm a reporter. I'm not trying to pick sides here. I'm trying to report the news. And they don't want the news reported, so they trying to get this brother and smear him. And people have to look at the facts. And when you got to start thinking now that who is and I've told people that your pastors are silent about these situations because they're afraid that they won't get their tax exemptions, they won't get their privileges from the government. That's why you see the pastors are so quiet. They're not speaking about it. TD Jakes don't say very much. You got these big time preachers, and the smallest of the preachers, they don't say anything. And you got to wonder why they don't fight for the people. See, that's different from the 60s and the 50s and the 40s. I can go back all the way to slavery, but that's different. You got pastors that are quiet. When they was during the civil rights movement, and I mean that movement has started back in slavery, before slavery. People think the movement started in the 60s and the 50s. That movement started when we got here. When they brought some of us here, when we was here already, when they were coming against us, when the Caucasians were coming against us, that's was our civil rights. We was rising up then, way 100, 2, 3, 400 years ago. Remember, this civil rights didn't start in the 50s. It started at the time when the Caucasians came after us, wherever they came after us, that we was fighting for our civil rights, our human rights, our rights to be here. And that's what I'm trying to say is that people like this pastor, it's sad to see, to hear about him giving up the confidence of the people. He works for the devil himself. Just because you say you work, when they say they working for the government, ICE, I mean, you know what? I seen ICE up close and personal, and I'm gonna tell you something. They wear no badges, no badge number, no name tag. They cover their faces. Who cover their faces that you know? It's the Klan. The Klan covers their faces, and that's what ICE is. Just because he might be a black guy, a white person, whatever skin color he is, they are the Klan. We must recognize it and put a label to it. ICE represents the Klan. It is. I was looking at something where they stopped a 5-year-old kid, and what you gonna take 5-year-old kids off the street, little babies, ICE is coming off the little babies. So understand this. They are doing this. ICE is the Klan. You can call it ICE. That's what they call it. That's what the government calls it. Don't call it ICE. Call it the Klan. Call it what it is. Don't put no legitimacy to it. It's not a legitimate. It's not a legitimate law enforcement agency. It is a Gestapo. It's the Nazis. These are the Nazis walking the streets and the sidewalks and in the cars. It's the Nazi. Look up the word Nazi. Look it up and find out what a Nazi really is. They're snatching babies off the street. That's what they were doing in Germany. They were doing the same thing, but they were taking them to concentration camps. We don't know where they're taking these people when they take them somewhere. We don't know if they're taking them to a concentration camp to be executed or what. We don't know if they ever make it back to where they telling you they're making it to. That's what we have to look into. And I'm going to tell you something. We have to help all of us because we saying, well, those people are not us. You know what? We are next. Whoever you think that's not on deck, you on deck, because I'm going to tell you something. They're going to come after all of us eventually. So we're going to have to fight for the ones who can't fight for themselves. That's what I have to say, my brother.
I got the picture up, Lee, on the screen of the 5 year old that the ice got. It's right here on the screen, right beside us. And I never thought, Brother Lee, that I would be. It's right here, folks. And then see, they don't say nothing. When you tell them to look it up and look things up, it's 7 minutes after 10. When you tell them to look it up and say these are here it is. Not only
Yes,
are
it is.
they shooting folks, not only are they hurting. They shot they shot the Caucasian woman. Okay, they hooting and hollering, calling her name. They taking and dragging people out of their cars literally without even having to say so. They can go into your house on they can make a warrant on the spot and fill in the blanks. They call it an administrative warrant, not one signed by a judge that everyone's supposed to get due process. They can make up something and come into your house right now. Brother Lee, you're exactly right when you say Gestapo, Nazis, and all them other kind of people and everything. That's what we got, and it's right here in front of us. Come on, there's a little bit more. I know you got to say. Look at this. This is
And the
crazy.
thing is, like I've said before, when they were saying nice ice was coming, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you this: you don't have any constitutional rights. I'm trying to tell you, you don't have the right to life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. They don't. You don't have any rights. That's what I'm trying to tell you. People saying, "Well, they getting the right ones." No, they're not getting the right ones. When the government
I don't know what happened, Brother Lee. I'll say this much and I'll continue. I never thought that I would see anything such as this. And to see that, okay, 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 yeah, you back. There you are, Brother Lee. Go ahead, go ahead. Mhm.
into the Constitution, and it says nothing about being a citizen. It says nothing about being a citizen. It says you have the rights. Once you step on this soil of the United States, you have all the rights that that Constitution says. You have the rights of protection. You have those rights to due process. See, that's what somebody has never said. I don't know why people don't say this, but you have every right under that Constitution. You got those rights, the pursuit of happiness. Once you step foot on this soil, you have the rights that everybody has the rights. People say, well, they're not citizens. That Constitution don't say anything about being a citizen. Look it up. That's what I tell people. Look that up. There's no lawyer that can tell you that you don't have a right for life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness once you get to these United States. You don't have to become a citizen. You don't have to have a green card to have those rights, to be protected under those laws. You don't have to be a citizen. I want somebody to tell me, show me in that Constitution that it says that, show me in the direct Declaration of Independence that says that you have to be a citizen to enjoy the rights that it says in that Constitution. I'm gonna tell you something. I wish people would look this up. I want somebody to come on here and debate me about that and show me somewhere in that Constitution where it says that. That's what I want to say, my brother.
The invitation has been set. Brother Lee has said, yeah. I mean, and you're welcome to come on the Mac Mad Morning Show. And it's your program, and you get an opportunity to just express yourself and how you would. And like I was saying before, it is detrimental to us that we understand, as Brother Lee was saying, the rights that we have. I mean, and they're taking them literally. I mean, we got a
Yes, they have.
man.
They don't. You know what? It's a
Yeah, go
sad
ahead.
thing, my brother, to see that. Usually when they make a law, or they get rid of a law, it goes through the House and the Senate and all of this process, and then maybe it's a referendum. Maybe they do they sign documents and everything like that, and you got to do a petition. There's none of that has been done. They have circumvented all of that. See, we have to understand there's a due process here as far as government, as far as the people's rights. And you know what? You didn't see anything, no debate, no laws been passed in the Senate, no laws have been passed in the Congress,
Hmm.
nobody's went to the Supreme Court. None of this. He has done all of this with an executive order. Well, let me tell you what an executive order is. In this case, is it's a dictator. It's a dictator submitting just a law that just passing laws down and having things done his way and done without due process. We're not getting due process here. We need to. I don't know. People need to look stuff up, to look at that Constitution, to do those things that you learn in the eighth grade. You study U.S. history in the eighth grade. You study U.S. history in grammar school. You study it in high school. You study it in
Hmm.
college. And people now you need to know this information. Now the things that you thought that you would never have to use, would never have to think about,
That's
now you
right.
really
That's right.
gotta know. You gotta know the things that you wouldn't have got out of the eighth grade, or you wouldn't have got out of high school, because these things they give you a test about your constitutional rights, about U.S. government and how it works. And they even had a thing on Saturday morning cartoons where they would give you information about a bill, how a bill is written, how bills become laws and stuff like that. Be a little cartoon teaches the kids about bills and laws and Constitution and how the Senate and the House and the Supreme Court and the President, how all that works. Now they don't even teach that. Like Donald Trump said, I'm gonna tell you something. People think
Hmm.
education is not that important. I'm gonna tell you, when
Yes.
you're ignorant, Donald Trump loves the ignorant, loves the uninformed, loves the people that's why they don't fight for education. And people think education is secondary. No, education is first. I'm gonna tell you something. You know why? I'm gonna tell you something. When we were slaves, when we was black folks was slaves, one of the laws that they created is saying if a black person learned how to read, we gonna put you to death. They said education is that important. They said that they would kill you if you knew how to read. So that's what we have to understand, how important education is. That's what they look at. Education is an important thing. Education is something that they got to get rid of. And that's the thing we don't understand, is that we're talking about our parents and our grandparents, great grandparents have died so they can learn how to read. Because if you don't know how to read, you don't know how to fight this thing that's going on. You don't know how to understand, because you let somebody feed you information. Just like you sitting in church and that pastor tell you what's in that Bible. He'll tell you how to interpret the Bible. Don't let nobody interpret anything, the word of God, for you. Don't let anybody tell you what God said. Don't let me tell you what God meant. Don't anybody tell you what Jesus meant. Don't let anybody tell you what it means, what God means, what Jesus has said, what Moses means. Because you know what? That pastor can interpret that Bible any kind of way he wants. And I'm gonna tell you something. Stop reading along with the pastor and think along by yourself. Think for yourself. Read for yourself. Interpret for yourself. Ask questions for yourself. That's what I have to say, my brother.
All right, this is the Man Morning Show, and right now we're at 16 minutes after the hour of 10. That's Brother Lee Mack. Wonderful commentary today, and like I said before, and he's spot on right about the situations that are going on around about us. There's no accountability these days, And like you say, all money ain't good money. I mean, here this man as I mean, you could have the job you want. I'm not knocking you or whatever. But you know that the evil is going on and you're in the pulpit and you know what these people are doing and you work for them and get a check, you're going to beat people up during the week. And on Sunday morning, you're going to say, hallelujah, praise the Lord, plant me a seed or something, you know. And it's kind of funny to me that nobody, I mean, I'm saying something. I'm just simply saying it's just his hypocrisy everywhere when you don't have the rights and the privileges of just being a human being. And they don't understand that when you come here, we there is something that's called due process. They have taken due process out. The Department of Justice is not going to do anything but harass people and do what they do. I don't even depend. I mean, you can't depend on anything that says the government now because we got a mad person along with the people that are behind him that are doing what they do. And just because that is happening around about us, we got to look at the big picture, as I would say. There is an opportunity to come up, but we got to want to come up. We got to want to come up. And I'll put it and I'll leave it at that. Listen, we getting ready to get out of here. I will stay on top of this weather situation around rush hour, Brother Lee. I'm going to probably try to come back on with it. I hope if we can get a connection through to make sure that you can come on and we can
Injustice. It's Department
and we
of
can
Degradation. It's Department
of
of
what
Slavery. It's Department of
uh,
snatching your rights. We need to
yeah.
call it what it is. Stop giving it credibility. We need to stop
Okay.
that. In that's what I would
Okay,
say.
you're exactly right, and we're going to keep you abreast on what's going on. Thank you, Brother Lee. And around the rush hour, right in about the 4:15 hour, I'll come back on. Hopefully, we can get a connection through, Brother Lee. We'll get together, and because that's when it's going to be starting to really ramp its way our way. And I just wanted to. You ain't got to plug in. Don't be watching. You can put your earplugs in or do on your system. If you're driving, don't be trying to look at the YouTube you ain't and things like that. Just listen out. And our Hot Talk Radio Television broadcast family. It will be broadcast. I'm pretty sure it will be. We got that signal okay and everything. And so we will be broadcasting and letting you know what's going on. So y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you to Brother Lee Mack, our co-host, and to all of you here that have joined us this morning. Y'all have a great and wonderful morning. And let me leave you with my new affirmation that I got. And wait a minute, I had it right here. And I'm just grateful. That's why I write stuff down because I can't. Yes, I can when I want to. I can make sure that we have a yes thing. Okay, yes. Says stop crying over what you lost and start prophesying over what you still have. Okay, I will leave it at that. Listen, this is James Mack for Brother Lee Mack and myself. We're here. We'll be in touch with you to this evening to give you an update on what's going on with this storm. It is coming. I know people are preparing, so y'all be all right. As we go today, remember, check on your folks and everything, and we'll talk to you this afternoon and give you an update on the storm. This is the Mac Man Morning Show.
It's the Mac Man Morning Show. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. Sitting at home when you're in your car. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. No matter if you get far. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. You better tune in quick or you might just miss. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. The best show this side of the sea. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. 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 It's the Mac Man Morning Show.